mornings of are pretty.
Please welcome the Calgary Fire Department pipes and drums as they pipe in the Combined Service Honor Guard and military veterans who are representatives of each group in the parade that signaled the beginning of our ceremony. Good morning. My name is Jordan Witzel, and I am absolutely honored to once again be asked by the Field of Crosses Committee to be your MC today. Welcome on this beautiful and serene morning. I would like to welcome you on behalf of the committee and my wonderful family behind me for joining us here today on this Remembrance Day ceremony. Today we gather to honor the courage and devotion of the brave men and women who made the supreme sacrifice of dying for the principles of love, kindness, and tolerance. To us, they entrusted the care of these values. It is because of their sacrifice that we have the freedom to gather, to pray or to not pray, to vote and to protest. It is our obligation to honor them by standing up for the humanity that they believed in and died for. They wanted something better for others, here at home and around the world, and were willing to fight and die for it. Today, I urge you to be mindful of this in the face of discrimination. Some of us may still face judgment and hatred when we exercise the freedoms granted to us by their sacrifices. Others may simply observe discrimination from the sidelines. It is my hope that we may all gather today and consider that Remembrance Day serves as a reminder that we as humans are all in this together. Our empathy and understanding toward others can go a long way to paying the most lasting tribute to those who have served and died. I would like to leave you with the words of Nobel Peace Prize recipient Archbishop Desmond Tutu. All of our humanity is dependent upon recognizing the humanity in others. Please join the Cantari Children's Choir in singing O Canada. Murray McCann will now recite In Flanders Fields.
In Flanders fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row that mark our place. And in the sky, the lark still bravely singing flies, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved. And now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, with failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Ali McDonough, representing Canada's youth, will now recite the response to Flanders Field's Rest Ye in Peace.
Rest ye in peace, ye Flanders dead. The fight that you so bravely led, we've taken up, and we will keep true faith with you who lie asleep, with each a cross to mark his bed, and poppies blowing overhead. When once his own life blood ran red, so let your rest be sweet and deep in Flanders fields. Fear not that ye have died for naught. The torch ye threw to us we caught. 10 million hands will hold it high, and freedom's light will never die. We learn the lesson that ye taught in Flanders fields.
welcome Laura Vanderkirk, who will recite the Act of Remembrance.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. On all the oceans white caps flow. There are no crosses row on row. But they who sleep beneath the seas rest in peace, for our land is free. We will remember them.
We will remember them.
Military veteran and member of the Calgary Police Services will lead us in a short prayer. Please welcome Sergeant Matt Gow.
Lord, hold our troops and our veterans in your loving hands. Protect them as they protected and protect us. Bless them and their families for their selfless acts they performed and perform for us in our times of need.
The Little Red Flower by Art McPherson. It was a cool and cloudy day, like many we had seen before. The people, young and old, came out to honor those who went to war. And veterans, fewer now this year, still brave the cold to reappear. As they had done year after year, trying to fight off a bitter tear. Before the epitaph of stone, it seemed each veteran stood alone, with memories deeply stamped within, recalling how it all had been. The crowd assembled on that day was proud of those who gave their all, those who made it back alive, and those whose fate it was to fall. Then I saw a little lad who held the hand of a gray-haired gent. The youngster seemed oh so proud of the older man, now tired and bent. And then I heard the child implore, "What's that small red flower for?" He paused a bit and then replied, "To grow for those who fought and died. When I was just a lad, you know, we had to leave our homes and go to distant places across the sea to fight a fight for liberty. I know that's hard for you to see, that some should die for you to be standing here in a peaceful land, happy, healthy, holding my hand. The little flowers on our chests are just to say a simple thanks to those young folks who gave it their all amid the bombs and guns and tanks. So my dear child, please come each year and wet the flower with a tear to keep it growing. Though we be gone, our sacrifice may still live on." Silent now the soldiers sleep, in gratitude of silence, by Debbie Hollick. Silent now the soldiers sleep, their tails laid long to rest. I knew them not, yet still I weep and place a poppy o'er my breast. They were husbands, brothers, fathers, sons, so valiantly they fought. On shores stained red, on hands and knees, it was our freedom that they sought. Courageously they stood their ground, but freedom carries a cost. Thousands of men were wounded and countless lives were lost. So in gratitude of silence and all those who have served, sleep now, you have earned it. Your peace is well deserved.
Anthony Edmonds will now play Last Post. the silence, we will remember our fallen, our veterans of the Boer War, World Wars I and II, Korea, Afghanistan, our peacekeepers as well as our serving military members, American Legion Post CN-20, and all branches of the Royal Canadian Legion. Thank you to the Calgary Burns Club singers and the Calgary Fire Department pipes and drums. As the Canteri Children's Choir sings After the War, with a roll call of Southern Alberta soldiers lost at the Battle of Passchendaele, the wreaths will be placed in the following order. Southern Alberta District RCMP Constable Eric McGrattan and Corporal Melanie Rifle. Calgary Police Service Deputy Chief Ray Robitaille, also a veteran of the Canadian Army, and Regimental Sergeant Major Robert Patterson, veteran of the RCAF. Calgary Fire Department Deputy Chief Ken Uzalak, Alberta Health Services EMS Calgary Zone Public Education Officer Stuart Brideau, and Wei Chenier, Alberta EMS Guard of Honor. Calgary Poppy Fund, honoring all veterans, Sergeant Retired RCAF General Manager John Rothwell. Ypres 3rd Cav, Mrs. Louise Walker, and Captain Retired RCAF Dan McLean. Canadian Legacy Project, the Howard family, Dave, Jacqueline, and Molly. Field of Crosses Organizing Committee, Mrs. Donna Vajenchek. McCann Family Foundation, Miss Nicole Fox. The Bittman family, Mr. Benjamin Vanderkruk. And the City of Calgary, Mr. Ron Buchan. Private Graham Edward Adam, age 21. Private Frederick Stanley Albright, age 34. Private Robert George Angus, age 33. Private Everett Forrester Archibald, age 20. Private Richard George Aston, age 33. Private Harry Blight, age 22. Private Sidney Burnby, age 31. Sergeant Sidney Allen Cheshire, age 31. Lance Corporal Thomas Cutler, age 24. Private Alexander Davidson, age 31. Sergeant David Donaldson, age 26. Private Daniel Dunlop, age 24. Private Arthur Forbes, age 21. Lance Corporal William Henry Hawkins, age 38. Private Archibald Chisholm Jacobs, age 29. Private Clyde Gladwin Kent, age 20. Corporal Charles Richard Knights, age 26. Private Hikotero Kayanagi, age 32. Lieutenant John Francis Maloney, age 21. Private Norman Murray McRitchie, age 32. Captain Miles Earl Merkley, age 27. Private Noble Richardson Lloyd, age 35. Lance Corporal John Oxborough, age 27. Private Oscar Harvey Peet, age 25. Private John Earl Reed, age 32. Private Thomas Tom Riley, age 19. Private James Peter Robertson, age 34, Victoria Cross recipient. Private Harold Alexander Skeen, age 24. Corporal Edward Trainer, age 21. Private Earl Adrian Weger, age 21. The Calgary Burns Club singers will now sing We'll Meet Again. The song is one of the most famous songs of the Second World War era and resonated deeply with the soldiers going off to war and the families and those sweethearts left behind.
I don't know singing this song. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
This finalizes the formal part of our program. I would like to take the moment to just recognize all of you here and trust that our presence here resonates with those veterans and service members. So thank you for joining us today. Please join the children's choir as they sing the royal anthem, God Save the Queen. After that, please feel free to disperse and wander amongst the crosses as the choir continues to sing. Following tradition, please remember to leave your poppies on the wreaths at the cenotaph up front here, on the crosses, on the mast, and throughout the fields.